Free my soul, let my spirit fly and be.
Our eyes met, and I just knew that you and I were meant to meet. But this love of ours is not for keeps. Rock all night till the sun comes up. Wanna see the breaking light. Rock all night. Feel your body close. Oh, it feels so right. The most beautiful man in the world says he's unavailable. That's what he told me. I saw him wandering about and said, well, this is one of a kind and I might be able to help him out. So alone and pretty in all this ganja and bodies melting, he danced with me and I could become that. A certain way to be held that's considered in advance. The way a thoughtful man would kiss a woman who could be offended easily but wasn't. Because of course the most beautiful man in the world knows exactly what to do with someone who knows that's who he is. These dreads falling through my dress, so my nipples just stood up. These hands somewhere between my neck and forehead. These lips talking about Ocho Rios and how I really must go. Marcus Garvey could have come in that door and we'd still be dancing that dance. The motion that has more to do with kinetic energy than shooting stars, more to do with the impossibility of all this and how it's already being too much. Our reason failed. We tried to go away and be just together. Aside from the silence that bleak with greed, we didn't need anything but one another for tonight. But he is the most beautiful man in the world. Says he's unavailable. This man whose eyes made me half naked and grazing and still was singing with me because we could not talk. We sang.
Free my soul, let my spirit fly and be. Make me whole, tap into my ancestry. Yeah. May I be at wisdom's feet. May I be at wisdom's feet. Ancient, like the day that has just begun. And looking at the past, I can see the future of things that have already been and yet to come. You see, it's his story told. Repeat mistakes of stories old, even though I've searched and yearned for her story. My story, still a mystery. And sometimes, when I look upon the water, I can see my own reflection gazing back at me. Eyes so deep they speak to me, telling me tales of things unseen. And that's why, you see, that's why. I said that's why feet touched water. Channeling the energy of my ancestors only to discover me, a daughter who comes from a line of kings. Remember, you come from the Lion King. I froze, inhaling their words and letting it seep into my bloodstream. I can still hear them. Voices in the wind carried off as the waves come crashing in again. And I, standing there, still tasting the salty air on my lips as the waves come crashing in again. And for the first time, I looked at my soul's reflection and thought, it was beautiful. Because I am the one that is, but never was, ancient like the day that has just begun. And my love lingers to the very depths of my being, for which my joyful pain gives birth to the dream chaser.
The stories changed, and I changed. And whether these changes came from one another, I can't be sure. All I know is, I didn't want to be just like him. He wasn't the conquering hero I thought he was. Híjole, he had his imperfections, his faults. and I wanted nothing to do with them, puta, or pay the price for his mistakes. Meme, it was never about living up to him, but my mistakes are mine, not his, and it's the same the other way around. I still love him, and I thank him for the gifts that he passed on to me. I just don't want to be a reminder of his faults, just like he should be reminded of mine.
I missed you, the way you would hold me in your shaking, sweaty hands, embracing me, pressing me to your skin, nipping your arms, licking your stomach, biting your legs, your thighs, the way those tears in your eyes would form after you'd release me from your grip. You always looked beautiful with tears streaking your face as you softened your embrace when the deed was done. So I never doubted for a second that I was always the one for you. But you were always the unpredictable one. Truth is, there was never a we. There was never a you and me, it was just you. It was always just you using me. I never had anything to do with this. So I won't miss the grip you had on me when that grip would solely exist to slit your lonely wrists. Instead of loving me, you loved the idea of me. You needed what I could do to you. And at the same time, I know that I was never just a tool to you. I was a form of release.
Young black boy, what do you want to see before you die? The veldt of Africa, the moon through a spaceship window, your name up in lights. Metal gray and a flash of light. Young black boy, so vulnerable and yet so feared. Our children are becoming an endangered species. Do the police think it's open season? A badge is a hunting license to kill. Young black boy, your name changes, your picture too. But one young black boy is much the same as another. And as the mother of a young black boy, I ache for all the chances you've missed, the games unplayed, the friendships not made, the plans unlaid. Young black boy, I see you up for bail at Old City Hall, mother in the back row, proud still, while shame wars with fear like bloods and crits in her gut. Will that be me one day? Young black boy, I see you on TV in the wooden box, mother supported on 3 sides, wailing, facade gone, child gone, sometimes identity gone, while sorrow and despair hold tribal war in her psyche. Will that be me one day? Young black boy, I wish that I could say it was as easy as stay in school, keep your nose clean, say no to drugs, practice safer sex. But sometimes it's more like, don't be caught poor, black, and hungry in Toronto. Don't turn your back to walk away from police in Toronto. Don't become a case of mistaken identity in Toronto. Don't become the late son of the newest member of U-Move. United Mothers opposing violence everywhere. Will that be me one day? And most of all, young black boy, if you, when you graduate from high school, if you, when you reach adulthood before you, if you, when you leave concrete jungle behind, reach your hand back and pull another boy, young, gifted, and black, up behind.